Who owns OpenAI? Let me explain a little bit the corporate structure of OpenAI, how it works, and really who owns the company today. Now, if you know a little bit of the history of OpenAI, you may know that actually it started as a foundation, meaning that back in 2015-16, when OpenAI was created, it was a non-profit organization, a foundation primarily, so a research lab for AI. However, over time, they realized that they needed capital to actually financing the development of new generative models, AI models. So what they did, they actually divided the company into entities. This was in 2019 when OpenAI again realized the need for capital to keep scaling those large generative models. And what happened is that at the time, Microsoft put a billion in the same year into the partnership. So OpenAI in 2019 was broken down in two entities. One entity is called OpenAI Inc., which is a single member Delaware LLC, which is actually controlled by OpenAI, the foundation. And then on the other side, we have OpenAI LP, which is a private entity, which though is a capped profit organization. Let me explain the whole thing here. So when it comes to OpenAI Inc., this is really the Delaware LLC, which is controlled by the OpenAI Foundation. Within the OpenAI Inc., there is, of course, a board, which is comprised of employees of the OpenAI LP entities, people like Greg Brockman, who is chairman and president, Ilya Sutskever, who is chief scientist, and Sam Altman, who is the CEO. And then in the board, there are also non-employees, meaning that outsiders, those are people that are outside the company, the LP. And this comprises people like Adam D'Angelo, who is the founder and CEO of Quora, Reid Hoffman, who is the creator, co-founder of LinkedIn, and a few others. Now, what happens is that OpenAI Inc., which is controlled by the foundation and therefore by the board, acts as a general partner into the LP. As a general partner, it means that the OpenAI Inc. actually controls all the management decision related to the LP. So it's really the general partner that acts as a main controller, manager, and decision maker for the LP. On the other side, the LP as a structure, you need to understand that usually has a general partner, and then there are like limited partners. So an LP in general, that's how it's structured. On the one side, you have the general partners, and then you have the limited partners. The general partners usually the general partner is the one who manages the organization, makes all the decision, but it has also in general unlimited liability, while on the other side the limited partners are those who don't have any control on the decision making process. However, they also enjoy limited liabilities, usually in the measure of the investment they put into the organization. Now, what are the LP or limited partners within OpenAI LP? Well, there are various ones, and the asset of those completely changed over the years, especially 2019 and 20, where OpenAI LP actually had various investors coming in as part of the stocks were also sold by insiders. So right now, as investors and limited partners, you have Reid Hoffman Charitable Foundation, Kozla Ventures, and then you got Microsoft, and then you also have as investors a few venture capital firms who again managed to buy those shares once OpenAI became a private entity. And the OpenAI LP is a capped for-profit entity, which means that it has 100x profit cap, meaning that if you invested 1,000 into OpenAI, you can get a maximum of 100K, just to understand what that means. Now, where is OpenAI today? And, just as an additional note, and we move forward to understand what's going on right now, OpenAI has also an exclusive partnership, commercial partnership with Microsoft, meaning that Microsoft is the only distributor in charge of being able to integrate all the OpenAI products into its own products and distribute them across, which is what's happening today, for instance, with the release of new products which are getting integrated into Microsoft Azure. And for instance, some products have been also realized in a partnership between OpenAI and Microsoft, like for instance, GitHub Copilot. Now, the interesting thing right now is that Microsoft is looking to invest another 10 billions into the partnership. Microsoft already invested a billion in 2019, and that's why it entered then as a limited partner. But then on the other side is also looking to invest a further 10 billions. According to speculations that are going around, but those are speculations, we don't know for sure how the deal is going through, these 10 billions might give to Microsoft a 49% into the LP, but not right on. It seems that actually Microsoft is going to get initially a 75% of the profits will be generated by the LP to actually recoup its 10 billions investment. And then once this $10 billion investment is going to be recouped, Microsoft is going to get a 49% into the LP, into the partnership. So Microsoft might become one of the primary investors into the partnership. Again, how the deal is going to go through, we'll see, but this is the current structure right now of OpenAI.